Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Rant Class. Today I will talk a bit about improving ourselves. I have talked about the fear of failing before, but in this episode I will be talking about something I've learned myself or something I've seen other people do. So some of the things I will be covering is the tendency we have to set high goals from the start, and when we don't hit the goal in the end, we feel like we failed everything and we feel worthless. And we can't do anything. And we often begin to tear ourselves down or begin to blame something else. Sometimes it actually isn't in our hands if we didn't succeed. And you might find something in this that you yourself might have done. And it's okay. Then hopefully we can learn from it. So let's say we have a scenario where we have a person who wants to be able to do 50 push-ups in a month, and the person starts out by finding out that the person can only do 3 of them. So off the start the goal is already way too high, and one thing to do here is, instead of saying I want to do 50, then just say I want to do more push-ups. So say I want to be able to do more push-ups within a month, instead of saying I want to have this number as a goal. And if you have a number as a goal, then look at how well did you actually do. Let's say you were able to do 15 push-ups instead of 3. That is still a massive success story. You are now able to do 5 times as many push-ups as when you started. But just because you didn't hit the 50, you feel like you failed. But you didn't. You improved yourself. You became better. But if you still feel like you need to have a goal with a number, not an open end, then remember to set a goal that is smaller. Like, again, if you were able to take 3 push-ups at the start, say, I want to be able to take 5. Because then you hit this smaller goal. It will be a massive success that you are now able to do 5 push-ups every other day. And that goal is achievable. And then you can set it up a bit higher and a bit higher. And again, even if you fail, look at how you improved yourself, that you actually did it, that you remembered to do the push-ups, that you remembered that you had to improve yourself. And then again, the same scenario, where you have a hard time getting into the flow, where you say, I want to do push-ups every other day. But we forget that it is hard to actually get into a flow, where you actually just do it every other day by yourself, where it's just part of your daily routine. And instead of going like, oh, I can't get this into a daily routine and it's so hard, look at how many times you actually were able to do it. And remember that not every day are the same, because you might have had a week where you had a lot of work to do, or you had a week where you ate a lot of food because of birthdays and celebrations. Or you had a week where you were sick and then you didn't do it. And then it's hard to become a daily part of what you do. And it's really hard to actually get a good routine going. It is way easier to break the good routine than it actually is to achieve one. And it takes a dedication and a long time. And you might fail several times on the way. But as long as you try, then you're doing your best. Now, something most people are thinking about is how to get rid of some extra weight. And this one is hard, since tons can affect your body weight, like your genes. And it can actually be incredibly hard to lose that extra weight if your gene pool and everything is against you. But there's still stuff you can do to actually improve yourself. Try and eat a bit less, eat something a bit more healthy, move a bit more every day. And if you need help and inspiration, talk to your doctor. And don't take weight loss advice and supplements that people, influencers, have promoted, because they don't always check up that the stuff that they are trying to sell you actually works or is harmful to you. So before beginning on supplements, be sure to check them out. Maybe talk to your doctor about them. And many people will fail at losing all the weight they want. But the best part is actually just start trying to do something instead of just sitting there doing nothing. Because by doing nothing, you will never lose the weight. But by trying, you will at least improve your body. Because we might improve the body and mind in ways we don't see, but the weight is still there. But by doing daily exercises and by eating healthier and smaller portions and all that, we might be able to get a healthier lifestyle out of it that in the end, in the long run, will be better for us. The next thing is something I see every day, and I really mean every day, and I see it in a lot of people, different ages. And that is, we always tend to look at how good other people are at something, and then we measure ourselves to that. So let's say we look at math, and it's something that most of us can do. We all do it at different levels, but we do tend to look at how well other people are doing it, and then look at ourselves. And if we are not as good as the other people in the group we are in, we might not want to say anything. We might see ourselves as a fail. And it's not just math, it's everything from losing weight to running speed to how can you jump and how well do you read, how good are you at English, and so on. And we really need to remember that we are all different people. We all do the best we can. And some people are better than math than other people, and vice versa. So we have to stop looking down at what we are trying to improve on because other people are better at it than us. But instead we actually just have to remember that we need to improve ourselves, and that is the main goal. Not to compare ourselves to others, but to compare ourselves with ourselves. Since the only thing we can change is ourselves. We cannot change the other people, we can only change ourselves. So by looking at ourselves and how to improve ourselves in the mirror of ourselves, the goals won't be too high, and we will remember that we are just this person and that we are trying our best. And then look at how far we actually have come instead of how far we are behind. And it's something that ties into that thing where we all believe we have to be the best at something, where we all have to win the gold at an event, otherwise it kind of failed for us. And I don't get that. Instead of going for the win, look at what you actually did as a person. Look at what you have learned, how far you've come. Like, let's say you're in a race, and the race, year one, you come in dead last. Then you train a bit, and then a year later you run the same race. This time you come in as the fourth last. And yeah, you didn't get the goal, but you still improved your time, and you still did a lot better than last. That is a success. So yeah, you need to remember that. You need to find the success of what you're doing. So I will try and summarize is set goals that you know you can hit, that are achievable, or set goals with an open end so you don't set the bar too high from the start. Remember to look at the successes you have along the way, even if you don't hit the end target that you wished you want to hit. And we are all different, and we don't need to keep looking at what other people can do, but what we are able to do. So let's remember to love ourselves. And if you want to improve yourself, remember what I said. And I hope you will have a good experience with it. And in the end, feel like you became better at something. And if you found this talk interesting, try and listen to my Failing podcast. You might find something in there that also can inspire you. I hope you will all join me on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, or any sites where you can find my podcasts. And I wish you all a very nice day. This has been Rad Class. Bye.